Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today in We All Saw This One Coming news, we're talking about Ford Motor Company here and their artificial intelligence patents, but I promise you, this is coming to all car companies sooner than later. Now this is coming from the Register, and here's what's going on. A patent application from automaker Ford was published last week for embedded vehicle systems that facilitated automobiles' repossession, including autonomously moving it to a repossession agency. Now, this patent was filed in August, and it covers many ways to combat those who are delinquent or not paying on their vehicles. The least intrusive method right now, according to their patent, is a helpful message delivered to the vehicle or a smartphone notifying the owner of their delinquency. If these go unresponded or unacknowledged, the system can then disable select functionalities of the vehicle or even lock the vehicle out entirely, except for things like medical emergencies where it could potentially travel to a hospital or ambulance meeting spot autonomously. Now, for autonomous vehicles and trucks, why stop with rendezvousing there with emergency vehicles? A patent also outlines the system's capability to move that vehicle to a parking spot more convenient for a towing company, or just locating it off private property or other inaccessible areas. And as mentioned, it could also move itself to a repossession agency or even a junkyard. The patent also outlines the potential to lock out a vehicle on weekends so the driver can only access it during the weekday, I guess for going to a job or so, and they might be able to basically come up with those delinquent payments to use their cars on the weekends. Geofencing was another one, meaning they put a 50-mile bubble around your location and all of that and say the car can't go past that without shutting down or turning itself off autonomously. Those are the things that we're talking about. In a more passive-aggressive case, audio within the vehicle, such as a beeping horn, chime, or radio, could also be activated to annoy the hell out of you. Now, these options are obviously endless, and the patent application explores many of these kinds of things, and the authors of the patent argue now, once the warnings have been issued with no response, owners typically and statistically become uncooperative and may impede repossession, and in some cases basically confront, let's say, towing companies or repossession agencies. And so this is a way to basically de-escalate that. So when you're asleep, your car just turns itself on and just drives out the door heading to repossession. So according to the authors, and these are 4 Ford engineers, and I quote, "It is therefore desirable to provide a solution to address the issue," end quote. So there's no telling if Ford intends to incorporate this software-only technology into its vehicles anytime soon, either factory installed, over-the-air updates, whatever that is. And the publication I'm cribbing from the Register asked for that and got no response, but say they will report back. I'm curious to see if that happens. And for the record, car possessions are on the rise, at least here in the United States, as higher interest rates have affected monthly payments, and some people are just not able to keep up. And I can think of a lot of 20-year-olds that essentially are spending 80% of their paycheck to get that ride they've always wanted because they're living with mom and dad. Maybe they're going to be keys for this, but understand what autonomous vehicles can do here. I remember having a conversation on my radio show, and you can go watch it on my YouTube channel as well, with Doug DeMuro. He's a car guy. He's got millions of followers on YouTube. Very interesting and quirky guy, and he's the quirks and features guy. And I remember talking to him about security in autonomous cars. And one of these things he said is, like, when this is perfected, it'll be great. You can just throw, your dog Fluffy in the back seat, and it'll drive it to the vet autonomously, saving you time. But there's no reason why your car couldn't be repossessed autonomously as well. And here we are. Ford is applying patents, and I guarantee you everybody from Ford to Ferrari will be getting in on this. So heads up to you. If you've got an autonomous vehicle or one that is integrating autonomous vehicle technology, make sure you keep up with your payments, make sure you can afford it. Otherwise, it may simply drive itself back to its owner, which is the bank. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, please stay private, and please make your car payments. Thanks, everybody.